Yeah, that looks good.
Okay,
That also
cool.
looks like a lot of code.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The
Oh
back end.
yeah. Oh, yeah, don't worry about all that. I'll just whoop.
Wow.
Um,
That's fun.
so all right, so
Yeah.
quickly let me run through um heavy paint. So um so if you guys go to heavypaint.com, this should work where you get and I recommend if you have Chrome or some kind of Chromium browser to use that, like Brave or Arc or Chrome, because the performance will be better. But anyway, if you go heavypaint.com, um, I'm going to be using this one, this Try HP4 beta, which I was working on until last night, trying to get it ready for you guys. So
Wow.
Wow.
this is brand new, and you can play with it. It's a website that you can paint on. So you, I'm just going to quickly run through some of the stuff you can do here. You should see some kind of a interface like this when you click on the HP4 thing, right? Um, so the crazy thing, the new thing here is that we have a text brush. So you can see it's
Yeah,
so
very subtle branding there.
yeah, yeah, don't worry about that. We're not like getting brainwashed or anything. So you could type in like, well, I don't know what would be good to type in like Street View and then
Street World Tour.
World Tour. And I wonder what that would look like. Interesting. So there we go. Now we have a branded Street View World Tour brush, and you can you can smudge with it too. Um, there's sound. You can turn off the sound up here if you don't like it. Maybe I'll turn it off for now, but so there's even what else? We can do random text. So this will just generate a new bunch of characters every time. You can change right now it's got 10 characters. Let me change it to 20. And then there's rows also. You can make that higher too. That this is getting crazy, right? But it depends on your computer if this is gonna explode. Is this working for you guys, by the way? I
Yeah,
hope.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can smudge this. So aside from text, there's a bunch of other tools here. At the top on this little drop down menu, um, where the main controls are. So if I click on where it says text at the top, then I can choose a different one. Like, for example, fan is kind of a unique tool to heavy paint. Oh, I'm still on smudge, but fan kind of gives a cool smudging effect. And it works like a fan. You just start in the middle and then you basically draw like an arc and you can smudge things around like that. You can change the smudge strength over here on the top of this little tool settings list with all the millions of sliders on it. So right at the top it says smudge strength, and I'll try cranking it up a little bit. Um, okay, so let's say I don't want to smudge anymore. I'll click on this little pencil icon up at the top next to where it says fan, and then I should get some color. And the other neat thing is we're getting some color jitter. So you can see there's a little bit of randomness there in the colors. We can adjust that with this fill color jitter here. So if I make this higher, you'll see that it becomes like a clown thing.
Whoa!
And then, and then the outline also has its own control for that. So we can change outline color jitter as well, which is the little lines surrounding each fan section. Um, I could even say fill alpha is, like the opacity. We could turn off the fill alpha, so now we only get the lines.
Oh wow.
Can change the outline thickness here also. So there's just a gazillion little things you can do here to mess with it.
Yeah, it
Um,
feels like it's like the interface and the tools are like so playful. And I love like this randomness. It's like not, yeah. I
yeah.
think it looks so fun to play around with.
Yeah, that's the problem is like I keep getting I'll spend like hours just playing with the settings and like I'm like, oh, wasn't I supposed to be fixing something? I keep getting lost in it, which I think is a good sign.
Yeah.
Um so okay, so that's fan. Let me turn the color fill alpha back all the way up. If I have a fan again. Um so let's see. I mean, I'm not quite ready to paint yet. I'm still making a mess. Sorry, guys.
That's
So
fine.
aside from fan, let's try. There's another one here called Lasso Fiber, which I think is pretty cool. So I'm back up in the main tool selector, and I'm going to Lasso Fiber. This one, when you draw a lasso, it fills it with this like fiber texture. And this one also uses all the same settings. So you can change let's say, for example, the outline thickness. If I make it really thick, these are actually circles being drawn inside, and the outline is the fiber. We can change the outline color jitter for this one to get this crazy looking fiber. And I kind of like how it looks like when it's thin. The outline is thin. So we just get like this crazy randomly generated texture slash noise. And I think it's really cool. And I think that's something that digital is actually very good at. Um, and I want to take advantage of that. So, we can change the fill types here to, let's see, rectangle. So you can see that now it looks like there's pills inside.
Hmm.
Hard
Hmm.
to hard to tell, but they have these rounded corners and they're pills. And we can adjust that too. So there's a roundness, this PT roundness setting. So I'm going to make this down to 0. And then it should be more like just rectangles with hard corners. Um, anyway, there's just a billion little things. You can also smudge with this tool. Well, you can smudge with pretty much all the tools, but so if I switch from the draw mode to the smudge mode, which is the little finger with the hand, then I get a smudge. Kind of like a fibery,
Mm.
crazy
Mm.
smudge.
Oh,
Is this working? Like, is the performance okay for you guys, or is it kind of
Yeah,
slow?
yeah.
Okay, whew. Um, let's see. So let me go back to the. Do I want to use this one to draw? I'll try with lasso fiber to draw.
yay.
So the middle, I'll start off with the middle because I want to. I have an idea of having it be like very noisy and chaotic in that little center area where the light's coming. So I'm just gonna make it really bright and have a lot of color jitter in there. And then after that, maybe less color jitter because the part that's surrounding it is a little more relaxed. But that's for me, this on this picture, that's the main idea is just I want this center area to be like um kind of dancing with light. And maybe the ground too, where basically where the photo is blown out and it's just pure white. I know that, the camera can't capture that information, but
Hmm.
I want it to be like just to imagine that, okay, there was just crazy glittering sunlight that's just blasting out there. So I will add a lot of color jitter on the
Hmm.
outline to get that effect.
Um, That's so interesting how you think about the feeling of the light being blown out and using the
Yeah.
jitter to capture that feeling.
Hmm. And I like to do the jitter stuff earlier if possible because I feel like it's harder to add it in later. Um, once you have all your drawing and your shapes in there and everything is tight, it's really hard to add in this like crazy looseness of the noise. So I want to try to start with the most chaotic stuff. Um, and then let's see the ramp here. I can just use the lasso again and draw the sides of the ramp. Probably gonna have to like zoom out a little bit. Oops. You can use middle mouse and right mouse to zoom and pan if you need to. Let's see the mountains back there. Pretty. What do they look like to you guys? Like pretty grayish, maybe.
Yeah, they are gray. But
Just
I feel like if you were looking at it in real life, it would be very golden because of that LA, California light.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. There's like this sunlight hitting some of the trees back there, just catching the rims of the trees, maybe like really, really slightly a little bit yellow and red. And since usually when I show heavy paint to people, they're like, "Oh my gosh, RGB, it's so weird. How can you paint like that?" But I guess a lot of you guys are traditional painters, so you're probably fine with it.
You mean versus CMYK?
Oh, I mean versus like a color circle or a color wheel or a color
Oh,
box or
Okay.
something like that, for just for
hmm
picking colors, good. But I like for digital, I like the RGB is pretty nice because I feel like you get a lot of control over colors. Um,
yeah. I love the inverted saturation slider in the app.
oh
I
yeah.
feel like it just makes more sense when you're painting than a color
Yeah.
wheel. There's too many choices.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it for like yeah, doing warm and cool flip or like the sky and the ground with the inverted saturation is nice. And then it also makes it feel like gray is part of saturation, which I guess it is.
Mm-hmm.
When you go through the middle. It's kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm excited about these trees too. Um, because I have another tool that might be cool for the trees, but we'll get to that later. Okay, maybe I need to scale in a little bit. There's a transform tool over here on the right. This little cross icon, and then you can. So the neat thing about transforming in this prototype is there's this. You might not see this giant smudge button, this little
Yeah, we see it.
inconspicuous smudge button.
Yeah, yeah, stubble. Yeah.
So, so
hmm
this is what it does.
Whoa.
Whoa!
You can
Hmm.
do whatever. You can basically paint with your painting.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's so interesting.
So I feel because I don't know about you guys, but whenever I'm transforming a painting inwards, which is what I normally do in a lot of, I screw up the composition, I need to move it. I then have to go back in and like paint all the edges outwards to match, right?
Hmm.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I'm like, why don't we just do this instead?
Oh,
So that's that. And then when you're done, you just click on the background. Okay, so the trees, I'm gonna try a different, actually, no, I'll block it in with the same tool. So let's try. What is that color? That's too bright. Oh no, it's okay. I like this tree a lot because it has a lot of gray in it too.
yeah.
All right. Some gray. It's a little bit bluish gray.
Those shapes work so well for the foliage. Like the shapes you can make with that brush.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got this like kind of looks like twigs everywhere, I guess.
Okay.
Um, all right, so I'm actually gonna switch to this other one here called Surat. This other tool. So it's back in the main tools, Surat. This one is a little cheater tool.
Hmm.
Oh no, is it not working properly? Uh-oh, it's not working properly.
But
Dang
it
it.
does make a lot of like, what is it supposed to do then?
It's supposed to pick the colors underneath the
Ah,
cursor, but the
mhm.
problem is that the canvas transforms are screwing it up. So it's picking the wrong colors. But if you make your canvas back to like full screen like this to fit the
Yeah,
screen, then it
yeah.
should work. So now it's working. So see how
Ah,
it picks the green or
yeah.
the background?
So it's like a little impressionist brush.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can see it over here. It's like picking when I draw. So you can, it's like a blending impressionist blender type thing. Um, make it smaller. Cheap tricks, cheap gimmicks, but
We are big fans of cheap tricks.
you know, Timu Monet.
That's
No, that's a bit too
wow.
harsh. No, no, no. You're better than that.
Wow. It's a pretty area.
When your mom says we have impressionism at home. Um, and you can change this one. Oh, this should work. So so that mode that we were on where it's color picking all the time, that happens if you click on the smudge icon twice and it turns green. So that's like the auto eyedropper mode. But let's say we don't want that. We just want to paint regular colors, then you can just switch back to the pencil mode and then it should just take whatever color you give it. So I'm going to try to use it also for the ground here. I don't know how much time we have. Am I going like too long here?
I think you've started drawing uh, 10 minutes ago.
Oh,
We
okay.
had a little like intro time for like understanding the program a bit, but
Okay.
I think like you have another 10 minutes or so, or 15 minutes. I don't know, Eleanor.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
15 minutes would be
Yeah.
great.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right. I'll use
We
more
just
of
like
this one.
watching you, so
Yeah. Also, this is very different because we don't have a lot of digital demos, but like I have to draw analog today because like I'm traveling and I don't have enough equipment with me, but I'm like, how can I translate this into how I work with markers?
Mm-hmm.
Of course
Mhm.
it doesn't work, but I'm like, okay, I can block that in and stuff.
Yeah, I want to get more jitter in my stuff.
Yeah, so how do I do analog jitter?
Mhm.
Huh, good question. Oh.
Do I just like put my sketchbook under the tap maybe? I'm just like let water run over it. I have done that before.
What? That work?
Yeah, have you never put your sketchbook under the tap? That's magic.
No,
It's
I've
really
never
good.
done that.
Like if your drawing's gotten like too fussy and you're like I am destroying this, then I like just drop a lot of water on top of it.
Doesn't it get soggy?
Yeah, I mean like don't soak it. Don't leave it to soak. It's not like
But
cutlery. So I just
you,
like put it under the tap for a second and it's fine.
what about the dishwasher? Can you put it in the dishwasher?
No, I haven't tried,
No.
but I'm pretty confident in saying no.
You never know until you try.
Mhm.
I'm just kidding. Um,
For
huh.
science.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to put my sketchbook under the tap to prove my point.
Okay.
Okay.
Science is happening. Science is happening.
Mhm.
Okay.
You hear the water running?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that was it.
your sketchbook is like, no, not again.
Yeah, well, it's really important to not be too precious about your sketchbooks.
I wouldn't want to be
So,
one of your sketchbooks.
yeah, fair. It's
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. Sketchbooks see me and they like, ah, I want to run away. It's her again.
You are the wetter of sketchbooks.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to be known as that, but okay.
Do you think where you live and the subjects you paint have affected the way you're developing your app?
Um, huh. I don't know. Does painting the river over and over and over again affect me? Uh, I guess it makes it so that I can go painting whenever during the year. Uh, so that's good.
Mhm.
But at the same time, the sun, it's not nice to paint in the sun. So I actually prefer painting at night usually for digital at least, or somewhere that's extremely shady. Uh,
Yeah, you mean
but I
planet.
mean,
Mhm.
yeah, the one main thing too is that, there's like you can't even go to the grocery store here without running into animation people. So it's nice to have people around that paint and draw, and like there's, figure drawing sessions or whatever. So, I can show the app to my friends and see what they think of it, and, just see how people interact with it to kind of get a better idea of what needs to happen, or changes, or, you know, ideas even. So it's just cool. The main thing is just the community here is really strong for art stuff. And so I feel pretty lucky with that.
Yeah, there's so many talented and amazing painters in LA. So many beautiful paintings of freeways.
Yeah, if only LA had more nature
Yeah,
or stuff
what
to
could you
paint, but
do?
yeah. I
Do we have
will say like,
paintings? Go
sorry?
on. Please go on.
Oh no, I was just gonna say when I first got here, I wasn't used to all the mountains and stuff because I'm from Florida, so and then and also the smog or the haze. I always thought that people were exaggerating and they're like kind of playing that up for their paintings, but it's totally real. Like the whole LA atmosphericness is a
Hmm.
real thing. So I thought that was cool. Guess I should pay attention to the other trees here. I think these are real trees. Yeah, sometimes I wonder well, I feel like if I wasn't doing art and this painting app and everything, I feel like I might like doing bicycle tours of LA, just taking people down by the river and riding around.
Yeah,
Or
I feel
I don't know. I don't know if it would get boring after like a week or two.
But but then you would find like new places to go, right? You'd explore a different area
Hmm.
if it got boring.
Yeah, I would end up in like Long Beach or San Diego or something. Keep going, keep going. Mexico.
yeah. Yeah, I'm curious how far it goes.
Yeah. Well, that path is supposed to go all the way to Long Beach, which is like, I don't know. That's pretty far, but I'll do it someday.
If anyone has questions for Vaughn, you can put them in the chat and we will hand those over to him. Someone saying it looks like you're in a Mexican beach right now.
Oh yeah. I have no idea where this background is, but it doesn't it feels very Cancun or something.
Mm.
Forgot to put the shadow in here. I guess the shadow looks pretty glowy, right? It's got some orangeness in it. Maybe more even than that. Hmm. I like painting with the lassos and the fans because to me it feels like drawing, and I like drawing more than painting.
Really? That's
Yeah,
surprising.
yeah.
This is such a painterly tool.
But it's like draw while you paint or paint while you draw. Maybe.
Also, it feels so painterly because you're not using lines. You're blocking in shapes, and that to me is just like very painterly.
But I feel like I'm drawing lines because I'm like, oh, there's a triangle here. I just draw the triangle, you know,
Yeah.
Mm.
even though it doesn't have.
Also, this is one layer, right?
Yeah, one layer here. Um, I feel like that's another thing that digital kind of is kind of annoying about digital. Like the layers are useful, but at the same time, it makes it really hard to paint, right?
Yeah.
Because then you can't control your edges as much on the other layer. You can't just be like, oh, I want to make this softer, so let me just smudge it, you know? I think that's really
Hmm.
valuable.
Oh yes, imagine that light. Question for you. Is the Surat brush only in the web version or can it be done on the iPad version?
Well, on the iPad, if you go to heavypaint.com, it will work. So it's only in the website right now, but it will be in the app version probably later this week. I'm gonna update it.
Ooh.
But yeah, it's since it's a website, guys, you can go on your phone or whatever, on your smart fridge, your microwave, go heavypaint.com.
I'll try that.
I say this because there was a teacher one time who emailed me and he's like, Vaughn, I was trying to demo heavy paint for my students, but the problem is on the Roku TV I'm using it on, it's not working. I'm like, dude,
What?
please, please.
Didn't
Oh my
you think
God.
about the Roku TV when you were making this?
Unfortunately, I don't have a Roku TV here to test with. Oh, I'm sorry, but
Mm,
okay, I feel like we're running out of time soon, huh? Maybe.
yeah,
Yeah.
wrap it up.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
looks really cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I love the cool colors. Such interesting choices.
Thank you. Thank you. I like painting places that I've been to a bunch of times. I think it's really fun. Because then you feel like, oh, it has a personality, this place. I'm gonna try to
Yeah.
match what I think it is.
Well, thanks for sharing your spot with us.
Mm-hmm. Gonna get a little bit of the yellow stuff popping out there. We can smudge a little bit of, actually. Oh, you know what? This tree needs some twigs. I mean, not twigs, but branches. That's what it needs.
Just a straightforward brush tool
Mm-hmm.
with its finishing touches.
Yeah. I feel like this part, the drawing part, is my favorite part of the painting too. I don't like painting.
Um, I'm with you. I think drawing is the most fun.
Sticks, can we draw? There's some sticks here. Oh, I like these little white dots. Oh wait, they're tiny dots. Okay. I think I'm reaching the noodle phase where I could just keep
Mm,
touching it forever and probably gotta be careful to not make it worse than it.
yeah, do you want
Mm.
us to stop you?
Um, yeah, just let me know when. I don't know when. When it's good to stop.
I mean, I think it's beautiful right now. And I mean, like in the beginning, you said that you wanted the focus or like under that underpass or bridge with the jitter, and I think that totally works.
Thank you.
I
You
also
you
like
just
how you did how you like the mountain. You made it a lot bigger than it is. I also think that like adds makes it a bit more dynamic even.
thank you. Um, yeah, that this whole section ended up being a lot bigger than it really is. But, oh, you reminded me of this focal point. Now I want to go back in and like mess with it.
No, no, no. Don't mess with it. It's beautiful
Wait,
like it
wait,
is.
wait. Some
Ooh,
fog?
yeah, a little bit of scattering.
Okay. Okay. I'm done.
Okay. Thank you,
Yay.
Vaughan.
Thank you so much, Vaughn.
Yay. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Um,
Could you send me this for the recording when you're like
yeah.
at
Yeah, I will send it. Export. Okay, do I stop sharing here?
oh yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.